There's an American man in Florida who travels to the UAE in order to do some work. In fact, he is a helicopter mechanic, and Ryan Pate had a little bit of an issue with his employers in Abu Dhabi. So he was in Abu Dhabi, and then he decided that he needed to come home to see some family, and he also had a back injury that he needed to take care of. Well, it took a little longer to take care of his back injury, so he asked his employer, Global Aerospace Logistics, whether or not he could take a little more time off so he could heal properly. Well, his bosses told him no, he needed to come back to work immediately, and he was upset about it. So he goes on Facebook and does what most of us have probably done at one point or another. He complained about his employer. And as a result, when he went back to Abu Dhabi, he was told to go to the authorities, and when he went to the police station, they arrested him because apparently in Abu Dhabi there's a law indicating that you are not allowed to slander your employers. He spent 10 days in jail, and now he's out on bail awaiting his trial later this March.
He can get up to 5 years in prison, let alone the fines. Okay. Now, first of all, of course, this idea of having a law against slandering your employers sounds pretty good to me, since I'm the employer here.
Right.
Okay, no. Putting aside that small moment of levity.
By the way, under this law, every single person in this office would be in jail right now. Just keeping it real.
All right, now let me get real about it, because actually this story pisses me off. And I'm going to go over the top. I don't know if it's controversial or whatever, but I wouldn't go to any of these Gulf countries. I just flat out wouldn't go under any circumstance.
That's the reason why I brought this story up, because I have a number of friends who have now traveled to the UAE in order to work. One of them works at the W Hotel, and apparently they've opened up a W Hotel there. And they're all really excited about it, right? Because these are oil-rich countries, and they look glamorous, and they look exciting, except it's not so glamorous and exciting when you get arrested for saying something negative about your employer.
Yeah, and by the way, this is also part of why the American establishment loves the Gulf countries. You make deals so that you get cheap oil, relatively cheap, and the war machine hums on, everybody's happy, and then on top of that, they're so pro-corporate that if you dare say anything against your corporation, they're going to put you in prison for 5 years. And American corporations are like, yes, yes, we love this law, right? So, no, it's not just this law. Remember, Western couples kissing in public, boom, put in prison. So just because they have modern-looking skyscrapers doesn't make them modern, okay? So I got friends all from Turkey, from the U.S. that work in different Gulf countries. I think they're crazy. And they all are seduced by the whole, money and seeming modernity. They're like, look at this gorgeous city here, and look at all the malls.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. The people running the country are still from several centuries ago, okay, if not millennium ago, and they got certain views on women, they got certain views on relationships, and they got certain views on what you can and can't say to people in power. So even if you just do a little Facebook post, saying, hey, man, I can't believe my company did this to me, you're going to prison.
By the way, he made that Facebook post when he was in the United States on his own time, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They don't give a shit about the rules and law and order. They pretend it's about law and order. No, he was in U.S. jurisdiction when he did that. You have no right to arrest him for that. Like, we don't care. You're here. We can just grab you. So we grab you and we put you in prison. We say you violated one of our laws. I mean, if you went there now, look, if you're, but this guy's not that big. I mean, it's not like he's some famous guy or he's like a big political dissident or anything like that. God knows what you wrote on Facebook that they'll arrest you for.
I know. I want to give you a quote that he said because I thought it was interesting. By the way, now he regrets it in that he has apologized for it, right? And probably because he's facing jail time and he feels like he has to apologize. But he didn't do anything wrong. Like, his the apology makes me upset. Like, I'm angry that he apologized.
No,
but I can
it's
understand
like
why
apologizing to the North Korean government if they've captured you.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Obviously, the American imperialists were wrong. I am sorry, Kim Jong-un. You are a beloved deity. Come on, get the hell out of here.
All right, so let me give you his quote. He says, I just couldn't register it in my head because as an American growing up in the United States, the First Amendment right is just ingrained in my brain. I never even entertained the fact that I would wind up in prison out of here for something I put on Facebook in the United States.
No, it's infuriating. And, the same Republicans who rant on and on about how Obama won't say Islamic radical, etc. They love these Islamic monarchies that run these countries with all their crazy, outdated laws. No, they're our top allies, okay?
Just like Saudi Arabia, they're really good to its people.
Yeah,